In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how I made this delicious finger licking yummy lunch for my family. So this is oat fufu and vegetable soup. Remember guys, I said this is for my family, not for your family, not how you make it, but just watch how I made it. So I cook differently depending on how the spirit is leading. Anyway, I'm going to come back to the reason why I'm saying all these things. In my household, we eat anything as fufu. So it can be unripe plantain, eba, oat fufu, semolina, but pando is just the last. Like I can't remember when last I bought pando yam. That should be like 7 years ago. Yeah, so oat fufu is always there. Sometimes I do a mixture of oat and cornmeal, and sometimes I make a combination of cassava flour and cornmeal. So let me know guys, what's your favorite swallow? Like what's the swallow you eat? And sometimes when I make cabbage fufu for myself and my kids, sometimes they want to eat it, I just give them one off because they don't really need that much fiber. Yeah, so as you guys could see, I just blended oat. This is the cheap oats guys, like the cheap 90p per kg oats, and I blended it, mixed it with cold water, and when it started forming like a thick porridge, I added the other bit. My blender, the smooth part of my blender, that's the smoothie cup, the blade is spoiled, so that's why I'm just using this other bit. So just blend it and mix it, add more, thicken it up, and yeah, that's all. It's not difficult. And then moving on, I just blanched my kales. I'm just showing you guys this, just the way I was cooking it. Yeah, blanched my kales, set it aside, run with cold water so to stop the cooking process, and I blanched it for like 3 minutes. And then I've got smoked turkey here, stockfish, some little bit of pepper and salt, not too much because my 11-month-old is eating from this, so I don't want to add much salt, but I'm going to add later on. So I've got frozen okra here, which I added into the pot. So now after like 5 minutes of steaming on reduced heat, the oat fufu is ready. Try to make it as light as possible, like let it be very, very soft. So because when it gets cold, it tends to thicken up. So the cook time for oat fufu depends on the quantity you're making. So from 3 to 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just depend on the quantity. Over here, I've got my blanched kales. I'm going to be slicing the kales thinly sliced, like very, very thinly sliced. So my 11-month-old, I'm not doing any other blending because ever since she was a baby, I just thinly slice her vegetables like this. Yeah, she's used to that texture of food. So the okra is getting cooked now. At this point, you want to add your oil, you can add your oil, but I choose not to add oil, and it's just my decision. We cook differently on different times, so I don't know why people are triggered with the fact that I didn't add palm oil. So I added my stockfish, my dry fish, crayfish, the smoked turkey. All of these has been pre-cooked. If you choose to add palm oil, which I do sometimes, there's nothing wrong with palm oil. Palm oil has so many health benefits, but everything should be in moderation. Just add it before the okra so it can get cooked, like boil for a few minutes. So there's something I've realized with social media content creating. The day you add oil, why did you add so much oil? Too much oil. If you don't add, you see another group of people saying, why won't you add oil? That is why you're letting the kids see if oil is bad. You guys need to calm down. People cook differently, especially someone like me. Sometimes the way I cook, I'm even shocked with myself because my recipe comes from my brain. Yeah, so today I choose not to add oil. And besides, there is oilless okra. So why won't come on guys, people need to calm down. Anyway, as you could see, I just took out my baby's own. Like I don't want too much salt in hers. There's already salt in the meat stock. Yeah, so then I added some seasoning cube and some extra salt. So I'm just going to portion my baby's own into little pots and put it in the freezer. So whenever I'm cooking this particular soup next time, I don't have to take hers out because she has something already. Ever since my baby was 6 months old, she has been on textured food. She has not been on a puree diet. If your baby is on a puree diet, 6 months to 8 months, you can just puree this soup with everything inside. Puree it, and that's how I did for my second baby. And when you do this, don't forget to transition into texture food from like 8 months to avoid feeding difficulties. I always say this. I've been saying this. So there is something called baby-led weaning, that's offering finger food and puree diet. So you don't need to get babies stuck with potatoes and rice and apple blended, potatoes, rice and banana blended. Give them food the way you're eating. You offer it to them. If the baby is on a puree diet, you puree that food. It will look smooth and puree, and it's just nice. Baby tend to have the taste, the flavor of whatever the rest of the family are eating. Then if you you can also do baby-led weaning, offer finger food, which is what I chose to do with my third baby, and so far so good. For the past 5 months plus, we've been okay. We've been exploring different food, different texture, and I don't force my kids to eat vegetables. This is what they've been offered ever since they were babies, and this is what I've been eating. If you're not eating what I'm cooking, you go hungry, and nobody wants to go hungry. These kids are very smart. Every kid wants to eat ice cream and lollipop as breakfast, but you as the parent, is your duty to give them what they need to eat, what they have to eat. You don't need to force them, but just put them in the right direction and stop giving room for option, because they are very smart, these kids. You buy what they like and they will decline what you want to offer them, because they know that the other ones you bought is there. They want you to offer it to them. So as parents, we need to be smart, because these kids, they can be they can be smart anyway. They are not just kids. So don't force your kids to eat vegetables. Let it be like a normal routine in the house, and they see it as a normal food. They don't see it as something like punishment. So anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Hope you found my recipe helpful. Don't worry, some other time I'll put oil, but sometimes I put oil, sometimes I don't put oil. It doesn't really matter. I'm eating it. If you come to my house and I offer it to you, if you don't eat, you go hungry. Anyway, that's all for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.